You're listening to WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 FM, Big Dog Country Radio, here on this 30th day of December 2022. The last world-famous Butch and Bob show for this year, and is brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South Fair Street right here in Jesup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, world-famous Butch and Bob show for this 30th day of December. Bob, how you doing?
Doing great.
Doing great.
The final show of the year.
The final show of the year. We won't be back with another show until next year sometime. Actually, it'll be the 3rd. It'll be next Tuesday.
I was thinking about it on the way in there. It's been a good year. Had a lot of good guests.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great guests this year on the Butch and Bob show.
Politicians, so you've got County Administrator Ed Jeffers finally come in. He made his first appearance on the Butch and Bob show. And we say all the time, we encourage all politicians to come in here, sheriffs, police chiefs, everybody's invited, but it's been a good year. But it was a political year, had a lot of the politicians on.
Oh, yeah, a lot of the candidates on.
Had Herschel on a couple of times, had Gary Black, had
the governor on several times.
Yeah, had the lieutenant governor, secretary of state. So it's a popular show. A lot of people enjoy listening to it, so just proud of the show this past year and looking forward to another great year next year.
Okay. And, you watch news or see stuff on the internet or listen to it on the radio, you hear all these famous people that have died this past year. I mean, everything all the way up to Franco Harris, I guess, is the last one so far for this year that has been the most famous one that have died. But you've had many of them this past year. And you really don't think about that until you see these shows because it's like, yeah, they did die this year. Or I don't remember that. But, Vin Scully, just many of them. And you do lose a lot of famous people every single year that have made a contribution to society in some sort of way.
The latest one was Pele yesterday.
Yeah, Pele now Pele. Yeah, now Pele yesterday. And one of the best, if not the best, soccer player of all time.
Might be the only soccer player I know. I didn't know.
Yeah, but he was famous in the 60s, Bob.
I did know who Pele was. He was world famous. So I at least know who he was.
Oh,
but he had been in the hospital the whole past year. ESPN kept updating situations. So apparently died of colon cancer. So, but he was a magnetic athlete. He always had that big smile. And
he had the talent, but he had the personality to bring people to him. Yep. And so you just really don't think about that. You see, you hear and see and read about these year-end shows and programs and features that talk about what went on in 2022. Not only the people we lost, but the stories of this past year. You think about, man, that was a lot that happened. A lot happens in 1 year, Bob. I mean, a lot happens.
Time flies.
And what will 2023 bring us?
I just know the older I get, the faster time flies.
It does. And there's a scientific reason for that. Where people feel that way as they get older, the time goes by.
I was telling my sister over the holidays, when I was in college, I did that 3-hour lab. And I look at that clock like, is it ever going to, this 3 hours, is this 3 hours ever going to end?
I feel like a lifetime.
I don't have that problem. I mean, I tell her now, I just wake up and next thing I know, I'm going to bed. The day just flies by. I want to go back to that where time just kind of stood still for 3 hours.
I know when you're young, it seems like it takes forever. As you get older, it's like a snowball going downhill. It just gets bigger. It gets faster and faster and faster.
I mean, I had just seen her kids at the wedding in Charlottesville. And that was about a month, but it's amazing how fast kids grow up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was like I just saw them a month ago,
yeah.
and they've gotten this big. I mean, it's
the same way with
crazy.
My grandkids. If I don't see them for a few weeks, it's like, my word, they just sprouted up. They changed a little bit, different features there. And, it used to be that way when we went to school. You get out of school right there at the end of May, 1st of June. It was 1st of June back when I went to school back in, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And you don't see some of these friends until you go back to school, about Labor Day weekend. And, wow, they changed. We had some guys that grew about 2-3 inches and, it just the girls filled out and and just it was just amazing how they changed over the course of, just about 3 months there.
Kids grow up fast, I tell you. Wow. Get ready for the New Year. And like I said, I want to remind everybody, if you're looking for a place to celebrate the New Year's, the Pine Forest Country Club has decided to open their party up to the public. So, again, give them a call today if you're interested, 427-4625. Second Chance Band will be performing. They'll have party favors, finger food. I'm sure they'll have the game on as well between Georgia and Michigan. Georgia and Ohio State. So, all that taking place tomorrow night at the Country Club. $75 per couple. But again, it's normally a private party for the club members, but they've decided to open up to the public. So if you're looking for a place to celebrate and bring in the new year, plus after midnight, they serve a complete breakfast. Eggs, bacon, grits, the whole 9 yards. So it's an excellent breakfast. So.
Well, they need to put a TV in the dance room or something like that, because if not, how in the world are the dance going to compete with the Georgia game over in the restaurant bar area?
I was talking to somebody last night. I think that's the plan, is to put a screen behind the band.
Put it behind the band. The band thinks actually people are looking at it, but they're looking at the TV screen.
I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but I heard that was in the works. So
they need to do that, or everybody's going to be over in the restaurant side and watching the game. So you got to do something to keep them in there with the band.
I don't know. The band members are big dog fans.
And they're all big dog fans. They need 2 screens, one behind them and one in front of them.
Will they be able to sing while they're watching the game? That'd kind of be distracting. I don't know.
Maybe they can break into Glory, Glory, Oh Georgia to Oh Georgia ever so often.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Yeah. Did back when Georgia won the national championship for 1980, but in the first week there of 81, there was several songs that came out. James Brown came out, some other people came out. Did the songs come out this past year about Georgia's big victories?
I heard somebody said they had they were doing a Kirby Junkyard Dog song. I don't know if that's actually came to
You think
fruition.
It'd be out by now, because it didn't take long after Georgia won the national championship in January of 81. Where you had all these songs come out about Georgia, but I haven't really heard any of this for this national last when we won it a year ago.
Have to ask those Georgia students up in Athens; they would know better than anybody.
They'd know better.
Because when that Dooley's Junkyard Dogs came out, they played that thing every 5 minutes on the radio. That was the most popular song. That was still an amazing thing when James Brown showed up live to do that in the stadium. I'll never forget that red jumpsuit. That was They kept it secret. Nobody knew he was coming. And next thing you know, they announced.
And this was when now?
This was 19.
I know, but he came out what game again?
I'm not sure what game.
Okay,
it was.
he just came out of game
in Athens that season.
That next season after they won the national championship.
That song came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did it during the national championship year. But
okay,
it was just James Brown shows up. That was wild. But the place went crazy. That's a great song. I still got the 45.
You got the 45 at Dooley's Junkyard Dog?
I wonder if that's worth some money. I'm sure it is.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Have to check it out on eBay.
Kind of like when James Brown came down from the ceiling there in Rocky IV.
Bulldog Bite and all that.
Oh, yeah, there was several of them back then. Yeah.
All the songs about Herschel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of them came out back then. So I didn't know if I don't know. I didn't know if anything came out this year after winning last January.
It's hard to top Dooley's Junkyard Dogs. I mean,
no, but you're talking about 40 years later, Bob. You figure somebody would be creative and come up with something really good. I'm sure they must have.
Let the Big Dog Eat's pretty good though.
Let the Big Dog Eat.
That's
okay.
a good song.
All right.
Georgia Cannonball is still one of my favorite though. Herschel.
Georgia Cannonball.
Yeah, that's still. I got all those 45s. I got everything. I got all the programs. I got everything back from that glory years. Like I said, I bought everything this past year. Anything said national championship. I mean, it's been 41 years. That's the shirt says 41 years.
41 years making.
Yes, I mean, hopefully we're going back to back.
Yeah, back to back would be great. No one's done that in quite a while. I guess the last one would be Alabama. I can't remember when they did that. I'm sure they did. Somebody wants you to call the Georgia score. I know you did that during your sports cast. You called it. Call it again.
I got 35-13. I've given them a touchdown and 2 field goals.
So you got Georgia 35.
Ohio State 13.
Okay, so there you go.
And I got TCU pulling the big upset over Michigan.
You think they're going to beat Michigan? You don't think the beat down from the big boys from Michigan? You think the speed of TCU will make the difference?
I think TCU.
Because Ohio State's got speed and they got a beat down. Yeah. You might be close the first half, but if Michigan keeps pounding on like they do Ohio State, I mean, look at that game. The longer the game went on, the more defeated Ohio State looked.
A TCU quarterback has made play after play after play every time TCU. I've watched TCU all year long. Every time they need a play to win a game, he comes up with a play. So I think that's the big upset of the weekend. I think people are going to be shocked. I got the Horned Frogs and Georgia going to Miami.
What do you have the score on the TCU Michigan game?
27-24.
27-24 TCU scoring there at the end, huh? Yeah. Okay. Happy 53rd anniversary to Jim and Pat Woodard. Happy 53rd anniversary to Jim and Pat Woodard from your children. Their anniversary is tomorrow. I want to go ahead and get that on. Somebody just text that in, along with somebody just text in. You can always text in questions and comments to our main business line. Text them in at 912-427-3711. And
I think it's appropriate. The Orange Bowl's got 2 orange teams in there. Tennessee and
more
Clemson.
Orange down there. It's the Orange Bowl. You got Clemson and Tennessee there with the orange. Going to be all. Who's going to wear the orange jersey? Who's the home team?
I don't know who the home team is. Be interested to watch that game tonight. Should be a good ball game.
That's tonight.
It's a good ball game last night in the Cheez-It Bowl between Oklahoma and FSU.
FSU wins. They get a 10-win season for the first time since 2016 or something like that.
First year coach doing a good job.
Yeah.
So good for Florida State. Good to see them back in doing well.
Well, that would be good for the ACC if they did. So, Clemson winning, everything every year,
Hope Bill Freeman and his family have a good time down at the Gator Bowl. South Carolina taking on Notre Dame. I know they're
Who's going down there?
Bill Freeman.
Bill Freeman's going down to see the Gamecocks play?
Yep.
All right.
And I hope they have a good time. Should be a good ball game. Kicks off at 3:30. Normally that Gator Bowl kicked off earlier than that, so it's the first time I remember it being an afternoon game. So, but they got 5 games on tap today, so I'm sure it had to do with TV. But I remember the Gator Bowl kicked off one year at 11 o'clock. I had to get down there early.
Okay.
But I'm sure Bill Freeman and his family have a good time. Big Carolina fans going down there to watch Carolina against Notre Dame.
It's good. It's nearby. You can go down there, easy to get into Jacksonville, the stadium, and get back home. Yeah. That works out good. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find out who's the home team here.
He's a loyal listener. So.
It's got Tennessee versus everything I've seen so far says Tennessee versus Clemson. So if that's the case, then Clemson must be the home team. So they'll be wearing the orange jersey then at 8 o'clock tonight. As you mentioned, there's a lot of games today. Maryland at NC State and Pittsburgh at UCLA. Notre Dame versus South Carolina, as you just mentioned, at 3:30 this afternoon. That's a pretty good time. It gives you time to get ready to go down there, see the game, and get back home. That's kind of like watching a Georgia-Florida game, at 3:30. And then Ohio versus Wyoming. That's not Ohio State. That's Ohio. versus Wyoming at 4:30. And as you mentioned, at 8 o'clock tonight, Tennessee versus Clemson on ESPN.
Holiday entertainment. Bowl Mania.
Bowl Mania.
They mentioned again, they're talking, listen to AM 1370 Fox Sports, how the bowl games have kind of just lost their luster. It's all about the playoff situation now. Nobody cares about these other games.
You got so many players who don't play in the bowl games.
They just opt out. So, interesting game is going to be the Kansas State-Alabama game because Nick Saban's making a big issue of how he's kept all his players. No one's opted out. They're all playing. So
where's that?
The Sugar Bowl.
The Sugar Bowl.
In New Orleans.
Okay.
Kansas State and Alabama. So I guess Nick Saban's upset. So Kansas State might be in for a beatdown.
You think so?
He's still talking about the odds makers. He said if Vegas was picking these games, Alabama would be favored by everybody. He's still upset he's not in the playoff picture.
Of course he is. Yeah. It's like you mentioned in your sports, Ohio State got in by default because they only had that one loss, where these teams that went to a championship game, an extra game, and lost, weren't able to get in.
Tennessee's the one kicking themselves. Like I said, all they had to do was beat South Carolina. They'd be in that playoff picture, and South Carolina beat the living daylights out of them. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But that's where Tennessee, they said if Ohio State would have beat Michigan, I'm sorry. Who else? Alabama, if they would have won their game over LSU, they'd be in. I mean, there's several teams that Clemson's the same way. I mean, there were like three or four teams that had one loss, and at the last couple weekends just blew their season and cost themselves a chance to get in the playoff picture. So.
Yeah. Both of Alabama losses were very, very close. I mean, by 1, 2, or 3 points or something like that.
Last played a game. I said they had the Tennessee game won. They just missed a field goal, and then it went on, and they lost the game after that. And they had LSU. LSU pulled that 2-point conversion at the end and beat them at the end on the final play of the game. So, I mean, I'm not saying Alabama's not one of the best 4 teams. I mean, if I was picking the 4 teams, I'd have them in the playoff picture.
You have them in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they're one of the best 4 teams. I mean, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. I mean, they got a good football team. Plus, Saban's still Saban, but I'm not missing them though. I'm kind of glad they're not in the playoff picture.
Okay. Well, if they'd have got in, they'd have been 4, so Georgia would have been playing them.
Yeah.
So, as Gordon, did you want to play Ohio State or do you want to play Alabama? Yeah.
I'm just saying my eye test watching college football year long. If I had to pick top 4 teams, Alabama be in the top 4.
Well, they're not. And then in a couple of years from now, we won't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So, what is it?
12 teams.
12 teams. 12 teams.
That's going to be fun.
In a couple of years.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
One more year of the 4, and then I think we go to 12, isn't it?
Yeah, 12-team playoffs.
12 teams. A lot of teams will get in there, man. A lot of them, Bob.
It's going to be fun because all the colleges get to host a playoff game. And it'll be fun to see a playoff game in Sanford Stadium. I mean, that's going to be something to look forward to. And all these college campuses hosting these playoff games.
Yeah, that would be good.
Some teams get a bye. I'm not sure how many teams are going to get. I think the top 2 get a bye, and then they go from there. But it'll be fun to watch. 12 teams. That's what everybody's been, asking for, begging for. So finally, it's come to fruition. Got to wait one more season, but then 12 teams get in, and I'm sure they'll expand it. Eventually, it'll get like college basketball. They'll let everybody in.
We'll say it's the 64 get in, but we actually let 65 in and have that kind of pregame, a couple of days beforehand, a day or 2 beforehand.
Yeah. But
do you think it'll get past 12? I don't know if it'll ever get past 12. I mean, that to me, you're getting the cream of the crop when you get in the 12.
Somebody's going to get left out.
Yeah, somebody's going to get left out. There always is, no matter how many. Somebody's going to get left out. And you have that same thing in basketball when you let 64 teams in there. So
how society is, everybody has to get a trophy. So
yeah, everybody's got to get a trophy. Everybody's a victim.
Just let everybody in.
You can't offend anybody. You can't see anything that's going to upset anybody. Yeah, everybody's so sensitive these days. Yeah, people get on television all the time, and you see them protesting here, there, and yonder because some group upset them or some group upset another group or something like that. The thing that a lot of folks in this country are worried about is our First Amendment right to free speech. Every time you turn around, there's organizations out there that are stifling free speech just because it may they don't agree with it, or it upsets somebody, or it doesn't seem politically correct, or the woke group doesn't like it, and so free speech is becoming an endangered species if we keep this up the way it is. That's the way a lot of folks feel. If you read articles and listen to programs on radio or watch TV shows, you'll have a lot of folks that are really are kind of concerned about speech. That in America, where it may get like some of these other countries that you got to watch everything you say because Big Brother may come down on you, or Big Corporate may come down on you, or something like that. Just all these things that I hear, see, and read, and so forth. But you got to have free speech. You got to have the exchange of ideas. I mean, just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean they don't have the right to say it. Well, Bob, you're going to the country club tomorrow night. Is that right?
No, I'm going to Atlanta.
You're going to? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're going to the game. You're going to the game tomorrow night.
I'm ecstatic.
You'll be there in Mercedes-Benz watching Georgia play.
I can't wait. I said never expected to be there, but Santa's been good. I didn't know it was that good this year. I got a lot of good presents this year.
You got some good presents, Bob?
Yeah. That was a nice present Coach Shaw gave me yesterday. That was nice.
What did he give you?
The Wayne County helmet.
Oh, yeah, the helmet. Yeah,
that was
signed.
nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was very nice.
Yep, very nice.
Very appreciative of that. That was a surprise. But Santa's been good. I didn't know it was that good this year. I mean, must have been pretty good.
You must have been pretty good, Bob. So you didn't know
really.
it. You're pretty good. You treated your friends and family very well, and they rewarded you with gifts in kind.
I had no clue I've been this good this year. Santa treated Bob well this year. It was a good year.
It was a good year for Bob. Huh?
Yeah. Got a lot of great presents.
Yeah. Where do you put all this stuff?
It's in my apartment.
I know, but
I got a storage thing down at Prime.
You got a storage. You got a storage area somewhere.
Yeah.
But you can't see it. You can't see it if you got it stored.
I just got other stuff stored in there.
Yeah.
A lot of books.
You rotate it out. It's like kind of like
all my programs, all the magazines, all
you just rotate it out like kids with toys.
I'm a pack rack. I don't throw anything away. That's the problem.
You sound like me.
I just need to start throwing things away, but
it's hard to do that. And the older you get, it's harder to throw stuff away. Yeah.
I don't know why.
You used to didn't have that problem. Now I can't. Well, I may need that.
I don't know why I don't throw things away. I don't know why I keep it for. But
I mean, I'm the same way, Bob. The older I get, the harder it is to throw stuff away. But I don't know if that's just a personality thing or an age thing or maybe a combination thereof. But I don't know.
Got to start finding somebody to sell all this stuff on eBay for me. That's what I need to do.
Start making a little cash in your pocket, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got a lot of memorabilia.
Yeah.
I'm sure that those 45 records got to be worth something.
I have no idea, Bob. I have no idea. I haven't looked into that kind of stuff. So it's like maybe there's something project that you can work on in 2023.
I find time. I don't have time.
We make time for the things that are important in our lives, Bob. All right, any other words of wisdom here for the closeout 2022?
Just Happy New Year again. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Like I said, we'll be back in the year 2023.
Yeah, we're back Tuesday morning. All right, Bob. Have a great weekend and pull them dogs on to victory. You've been listening to the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. And it's been brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.